Welcome to Wild Wire with Kay and Gambit.
I'm Kay.
And I'm Gambit. And our guest today is Breeze from the COOL-KEGS podcast.
Hello.
How you doing today, Breeze?
I'm all right. Showed up late, but I'm here.
I know we gave you 11 o'clock for our time, and you showed up at 12 o'clock. You're an hour late, man.
Yeah, just a little, right? That's terrible.
What
I don't
happened? Did
ever,
you did you just oversleep or something?
that's exactly what happened. I didn't set my alarm, and yeah, I'm gonna blame the tryptophan. Uh, I tryptophan and found out, and yeah, no, honestly, I am so sorry for being that late. I don't ever sleep that late, so I didn't
No,
set an alarm. So
you're good, man.
happy Thanksgiving, guys. By the way,
I hope you guys both had a good Thanksgiving.
pretty
I know
good.
that I know that you had a little bit of fun at the house. He showed up and was like, "Well, shit, I should have brought heavier stuff."
That's right. That's right. I brought beer thinking I'd be, kind of a savior. And yeah, there was martinis and Jim Beam blowing.
I need to
So
go
yeah,
party with your family.
apparently I need to party with him more.
For real. My mom doesn't drink, and she was sick the other day. And my mom was like, "Can you make me like this drink with whiskey in it to kind of soothe my throat and make me feel better?" My dad didn't tell her anything, but it was like 107 proof whiskey. And he
Yeah.
didn't tell her anything, and she took one sip and goes, "Oh shit." My little
Those hot
sister's
toddies.
laughing her ass off. My dad, my little sister's laughing her ass off. My dad goes, "Hey, you gotta finish it. I made it for you." Long story
No,
short, she slept for the rest of the night. Woke up the next day sounding like a demon.
sure she felt fine for a little while.
Oh, she felt a lot better. All you heard the next morning was, "I need water." I heard
Oh,
this. I was listening to the stories that my brother and dad were telling me about it. It was fucking funny.
well, I wish I could do it on her tolerance level. I'd be rich.
For real. That's what I told her. I was like, I wish you could drink with me. I was like, but I feel like if I drank one of my drinks, you would already be blackout drunk.
Oh yeah, yeah, yep. That's most of my family when I drink. So
For real.
yeah, tolerance.
I know Caleb's kind of quiet. How was your Thanksgiving, man?
Oh, it was perfect.
Perfect.
Sounds like he's recovering.
What
No
made it
comment.
perfect? What made it perfect there, Caleb?
Oh, I had to go out and get my camera.
You had to go get your camera for what?
I mean, the deer.
Yeah,
Yeah. When are you
Speak.
going hunting?
tomorrow.
That's what I
Ooh,
thought. You see, I can't even go hunting this year. There's no deer on the place that I go hunting right now.
handy dandy 308.
See, I'm just gonna use the damn 30-06. If I see a deer, I'm gonna shoot it out my car.
There you go.
Why
I'm
don't
at
you
that. I'm
just
at
take
that
the
point.
damn casing with you for the sausage since you're going to grind your meat up right there anyway and do everything
Uh,
alongside the road?
Look, wherever I shoot the deer at, I'm gonna bring it right to my dad's house, put it up on the tractor. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, just chop it up real quick and get it out of there.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, today I wanted to. Me and Caleb decided that due to all the drama and the targeting from everybody who's listening, we figured we'd have you on with us, Breeze. We were trying to get Kegs, but he has personal stuff going on. We wanted to see if you would sit there and help us address the situation at hand.
Absolutely. So I'm a little bit behind. I kind of understand what's going on, but as far as the controversy stuff, as far as having certain guests on, I don't understand that.
So
I
it all started whenever we had a certain guest on, and I'm not going to mention any names, everybody should already know who it is. We had a certain guest on, and people started harassing me and Caleb in the Discord community, and then started attacking us and attacking other badge members, and started attacking our guest in general. And it's causing a lot of drama for the whole Discord community. And people are even like, "Oh, well, we don't want to. We're just gonna not watch your podcast and all this." Honestly, I'm gonna address everybody with this. I don't care if you guys watch the podcast or not. I really don't. I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this to have fun, get the Discord community more close together. That way, everybody knows who each other is, and just like whoever I have on my podcast with me and Caleb, you guys have the same opportunity to come on and have your voice to speak.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have the same opportunity. I have sent out multiple links for you to come join us. I have asked many people. A lot of people say yes, and a lot of people say no. My thing is, I give everybody the same opportunity. I give everybody the same chance. But the second you want to sit there and say, "Oh, well, fuck this, fuck that, fuck your podcast," I'm not going to have you join us, because we're not doing it for you. We're doing it for everybody as a whole and for ourselves.
Yeah.
And even Breeze sat there and we had a conversation about it, that it's not about what we do, it's about how we do it.
I agree.
And Breeze, if you want to like further elaborate on that, you
So
can go ahead.
yeah, dude. Like, so basically, I can tell you how I felt about it, and I don't think you guys did anything wrong by having anybody on. For people that don't know, I was trying to have on that same guest for a while, and the only reason we didn't actually at the time was because I wanted to make sure I could get Kegs to come with me, because he was worried about his conduct and stuff, and that's the only reason I didn't have that person on. But I think anybody that's willing to come on, and yeah, as long as they're not, actively trying to call to action type stuff, yeah, let them come on and talk. What's the harm in that?
Exactly. There's no harm in just letting somebody come on and be a part of something that maybe they've never done before.
Exactly.
I know
I
that
mean,
I was nervous to go onto your podcast whenever I first did it. And honestly,
oh,
whenever I first did it, you already knew before we even started recording that I had never done something like that. And you kind of just told me, "Look, man, everybody's the same way. They're always nervous. There's always going to be some sort of backlash, even if they don't like you. But you got to keep pushing along and do what you do."
yeah, yeah, 100%. And I don't think, I don't know what the issue is with a couple of the people that are giving you grief, other than that person. And honestly, they're kind of shooting the messenger in this scenario, right? So you kind of touched on it, but just because you have somebody on with a voice doesn't mean you're the voice that's actually speaking. So basically, all you're doing is trying to find out who that person is in case somebody else doesn't actually know. And I'd be willing to bet that there's a whole lot of people on here that think they know somebody and have no idea who they really are.
And
That was
that's
the whole
another,
idea.
and that's the reason why I let everybody have the same opportunity to come on here.
Yep.
Because who knows? Maybe they don't know who you are, and you join us for a podcast. Now they know who you are. Because I know that whenever we first started our podcast, we actually did a recording together. And whenever it was tagged that you were with us, that's what really caught some people's attention.
Yeah, yeah. So different strokes for different folks, right? So that's the beauty of the more of these you do, people will be able to select, who they actually want to hear from. And that's great. That's the idea. The problem is you know, going to your server trying to blow shit up like that. Like, we've been through that. I mean, we've shut down the entire chat portion of our server before. Could happen again. You never know. But honestly, it's just one of those things where you got to remember it's actually a blessing to listen to somebody come on, whether you like them or not. And you kind of touched on it too. I mean, a lot of the people that will say no have no problem saying something in the comments, and that to me is, I take a lot of that into account, but I don't pay attention to most of it.
My
Uh,
thing is haters will always show that they're a fan one way or another.
oh yeah, dude, the haters are the best. Are the best for me. Those are the ones I won't miss an episode just in case you say something about them. So
I know a few of those people that sit there and say that.
yeah, yeah, dude. Like, and
And I
that's the
know
thing.
you're listening, y'all. You know who
Yeah,
you are.
yeah, yeah. And there's always gonna be people in the corner that want to shit on somebody else. But sometimes those people are doing it just strictly because they can't do it themselves, or whatever the case might be. But it's just for me, watching you guys go through this shit, especially, just because you had the same person on that, I've been trying to convince Kegs to be on for a while. Um, that would bug me too. It'd more than bug me. But again, you got it right though, the health wise, both of y'all. Just keep doing it for you guys. You're gonna find your fans and your haters, but as long as you kind of make it clear, like, look, we're not necessarily defending the person, the guy, whatever they said, but you're gonna defend their right to come on. I mean, that's the whole idea of freedom of speech in general.
Exactly.
Uh,
And I don't care if I disagree with you, whether I like you or not. If you want to be on here, you want to have the opportunity to voice your mind, voice your opinion, go ahead. Because
yeah,
I'll give you the opportunity. Whether I like you or not, you can come on here and I will defend the fact that you were on here. Now, I may or may not agree with everything you say, but I'm not going to argue with you because you're on here and you have your own opinion.
well,
My thing is yes, I know a couple people who want to be on here, want to say something, but until you guys are not going to be over there and blasting everything, coming at everybody's necks the whole time, I'm not going to let you on. Because if you can at least keep names out of their mouths, then yeah, cool. The only reason I even let that certain guest do it was because I didn't know what he was going to say. I don't know what everybody's going to say. I don't know what everybody's going to answer with. I have questions I ask, I have things I say, and whatever their answers are, I'm not going to interrupt them because they're a guest and they have their own opinion, they have their own voice.
yep.
I'm going to always defend the fact that they took the opportunity and had the balls to get on here with us, but I'm also not going to defend whatever they say all the time.
Yeah. Well, and you nailed it right there for me and Kegs, especially for you guys. Like, we'll defend you and try to help as much forever, just simply because you guys are the only ones that have the balls to, try to start something similar like a podcast or any of this media stuff. And I now in hindsight, you know, it may have been new to Sky Warriors, but there's other games out there that have a whole plethora of social media kind of 40 things that go on. And yeah, we need more creators like this. And you're not going to get more creators, which adds to the fun with, the same old guard that just sits back and snipes away from the keyboard only. I mean, come on. And then, tell us your opinion and that kind of thing. But
Tell us what you would like to have added or fixed or whatever happens.
well, even if it's, even if they want to come on and primarily talk about another guest, most of the time I figure out a way to have those same people come on, talk about what they want to, but there is a certain decorum. So for us, and this isn't a guide to how to do it right or wrong. This is just how we do it. But for us, we try to keep as much of the personal stuff out. Now, when it comes to teams, that's a little bit kind of on the line of personal versus interpersonal. But like if say you and Caleb were fighting or something, we wouldn't have you on to specifically talk shit about Caleb. But now if it was just like good time war banner, that kind of shit, or even if there's a bone to pick, as long as you don't drop names and stuff like that. I mean, if that's what you want to talk about, that's what you want to talk about. We'll record it, and sometimes it's not appropriate to be dropped. Sometimes it is. as of right now, the only things that we've never dropped are, audio mistakes, shit like that. But but that's a testament to the people that are actually listening and want to be part of something fun too. Keep that in mind, guys. And I, I don't know how much clearer I could have been, or we could have been, especially Kegs. Like we're not we're not in competition at all. In fact, we're gonna do our collab thing, and we're gonna keep working together. And yeah, I have no idea how this spiraled into what it has, but I know who you guys are, what you've done, not only for careers and for the country, and it's just tough for me to sit back and watch and not say anything. Kegs too, he's just hunting. That's what Kegs is doing. He's taking advantage of his time off.
I wish
But
I
he
could
would be
be.
here. Yeah, yeah, and he feels the exact same way, guys. I assure you. Um, it doesn't necessarily mean that we enjoy, like I said, necessarily the guest or that opinion, but we enjoy the fact that you gave the opportunity to somebody. You know,
And for the guys who sit there and say, "Oh, COOL-KEGS' podcast is better," cool. That's your opinion. You guys can support them, right? Yeah, they've been doing it a lot longer than me and Caleb have been doing our podcast. We're still trying to learn things about how the podcast ways go. But at the same time, me and Breeze are teaching each other things about how to make each other better.
oh yeah, dude, they don't understand the background, right? So, and even our co-host, right? So like, so like, you and Kegs are the same way, right? You guys are so similar. Um, but there are certain things like Gambus taught me a lot, about video software, right? Stuff that you guys will probably be moving into sooner or later. And it's just like, again, I personally, guys, I would make this episode and just fucking forget it. Walk it like you talk it. Cause like your haters will always be there, but your fans will be the ones that, the ones
Have
that'll
our
actually
backs.
carry you through. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the haters hang on every word. They got to make sure you don't say something about them or something. So,
And
you
if
know,
they even think something's mentioned, they scroll through very slowly to find the exact frame that we say their name.
absolutely, absolutely. And as broadcasters or creators or whatever that we are already, it'd be pretty evil. But I mean, if you spotlight yourself enough and make yourself as a known hater, it would be terrible to plant those soft rumors that somewhere in there we said something and neither of us never ever did. But next thing you know, you just listen through the entire episode. That that
Exactly.
that should put it in proportion. If you're wasting your time on something that's not even there, that should kind of wake you guys up. Say, hey, like, what are we doing here? Chasing the wrong cat's tail. We'll put it that way.
And that's
Uh,
another reason why anytime someone asks, well, did somebody mention me? I don't know. Go watch the video for yourself.
mhm.
I'm not going to sit there and spoil the fun.
Yeah, yeah. And and the thing is, it's like not everybody has the time and shit. Fine, break it up into pieces if you really want to listen to that episode. Otherwise, what are you doing? I don't know. Don't treat it like a job. It's supposed to be fun, guys. You know, a lot of this is like fucking PTSD, though. I swear to God, from the way Sky Warriors has treated a lot of us. We expect. I don't know. I guess we expect the worst out of people, and I'm here to tell you that it's not like that everywhere. So I don't know. The bigger you guys get, more gaming community shit like that. I promise you, it gets better and worse depending on the day. So
And
it's
I'll tell you, me and Breeze, we have it. I'm not going to say harder than Kegs and Caleb, but we do basically like the editing, the processing of all the videos, uploading everything. We do all of that. But not only do we do all that, all four of us have our own specific lives that we run. We
absolutely
do our own specific things. Like I'm a father, right? I work a full-time job. I'm a father. I sit there and I make sure that my family is taken care of. I do other things, like I play on my PC a lot of the time, right? And I make sure that first and foremost, my daughter, my woman, and my family are taken care of before I even come on to do a recording,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I always make sure that we always ask about a scheduling. Hey, are you able to do it this day? When are you free? When are you doing this? There are so many things that I do that I haven't told you guys that I do on the back burner,
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
than playing Sky Warriors and other than doing the podcast. So for you guys to sit there and be like, oh, well, you guys suck, all this stuff, start all this drama, I find it amusing. I really do. Because
Uh,
you really don't know what all we do
yeah, it really
before we
does.
do the podcast.
Well, and the thing is too, like I think that a lot of these people expect, that this all happens, 2 days prior. Um, and the thing is, maybe that's a good idea. Maybe each of us doing episodes on kind of the behind the scenes of just one episode of, a very basic, and at least I consider ours to still even be basic. So it's almost a full-time job for me, and I'm sure it is for you. And in fact, that's what I was going to tell you is, when I realized I was late and I called you, I was thinking to myself, man, I hope he didn't have something to go do, because I know you are, a dad, young dad at that. So plus the holidays and stuff. So um, yeah, dude, I understand. Like, my time isn't relegated by money, or even at this point, not even the hardware, which is slowly coming up. Really, what it's all controlled by what time I have. And I can only imagine you have an infant daughter, so it's even worse. So, dude, and then here's the thing too, and I'll be honest with this, and I'm not gonna even talk for you. I'll talk for me myself. When you do see, those shit bird comments, where people are just clearly trying to take a shot at you, and not even constructive criticism, right? Because there is a difference.
Yeah.
Um, there is a part of you that hurts, and especially doing the way we're doing it over the internet. Only one of us can really be doing this at a time anyway. So it's not like, Kegs could be helping me or Caleb could be helping you. It's just the way it is. And there is a personal pride there, anytime you put that much effort into something, and I've never seen anybody say, one is better than the other. But if I do, that doesn't make me happy either. They should be showing you guys extra love.
I'm
And
not gonna mention any names, but the where that was said was in the Grammys 2.0 chat.
I'll have to go
It
just
was.
take a look.
I'll send you the name of who sent it, but I'm not gonna call them out
Yeah,
because I'm not
yeah,
that much. I'm not an asshole like that.
yeah,
But
yeah,
it was very immature and very disrespectful for that person to say it,
yeah,
considering the
dude.
fact that they don't know what happens behind the scenes.
Yeah,
For for fuck's sake, I'll record a podcast and I'll start editing it that night, and it'll take me 3 or 4 days straight just to make sure everything's in order and make sure the intro and outro are precise, the transitions, the music, whatever we do in there. And it takes me 3 or 4 days of editing for at least 5 hours a day to make sure, okay, do I really want this in there or should I cut it out? And
or do I have
whenever
an
I'm
echo in my audio?
do
The
I have
last
an do I exactly do I have an echo? Do I want to get that fixed or do I just want to leave it? Like
Yeah,
it takes me probably 24 or 24 hours just to get it edited of straight working on it, and I don't do that in just one day. I have a full-time job, I'm a father, and I have to make sure that while I'm editing, I'm taking care of my family, I'm still working, I'm still making sure my for right now, like my car's all fucked up. I have to get my car fixed, right? So it's going to take me probably until Sunday before this video can get uploaded.
yeah. Oh,
And
absolutely. And that's
and
moving.
and
Yeah,
who knows, it could even be that's me uploading it fast.
yep.
That's minimal of editing because I have made a schedule of there's going to be at least one podcast up a week, right? And I'm going to stick to that promise. But if it wasn't for we're recording it on a Friday, it would take me up until because I usually record what Wednesdays, Tuesdays or Wednesdays. It would take me until Saturday or Sunday to record it or edit it and upload it
Oh
because
yeah,
I take that amount of time to make sure that it is good and it is good quality, and make sure that nothing is fucked up, nothing is too bad of said. There's been a podcast before this where I had to edit out some things that were said, and I know exactly which one it is, and Caleb can go back and find out which one it is, right? But basically, I had to edit some things out of there, and I had to find out the exact millisecond
Yep.
to the exact millisecond that I had to stop the video and cut that from here to there. And it took
Exactly.
me that part took me almost 2 hours to get it done
Yeah.
because it took me forever to find the precise millisecond, and then I had to find out the precise millisecond, right? And then while I was trying to cut it out, I had to do the same thing again, where I had to cut that out the exact precise time, right? And not only that, but I had to merge it all together again to make it sound like it was smooth and nothing was cut out, so where it didn't sound like, oh, well, that's just shitty editing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to make sure it's good quality so that the listeners and the audience and everybody who wants to listen to it aren't like, oh shit, they just fucked up.
Right.
It's pride. It's taking
Right.
pride in your work. And that's what I have. Is I take pride in anything and everything I do.
Yeah.
And
Well, and
for the negative comments, it honestly just amuses me because how low of a man do you have to be to sit there and type on your keyboard to try to degrade somebody for all the hard work they've done?
well, you can't prop yourself up by pushing others down. I mean, I guess you can, but that's not, our style. So,
Exactly.
and you guys are fantastic. And I told you this over and over. The reason why I enjoy your podcast, it's not even an alternative. It's an addition because we miss certain subjects content wise. We might miss a question. We might not take such a hard stance on something that we might even very well agree with you guys on. And here's the thing, and I've told you this, both of you guys, this personally. We're kind of figuring it out as we go too. But I honestly, when you guys were telling me that you guys were thinking about doing this for real, I was, the very first thing I thought was, well, I have a little bit of a responsibility to kind of show you what I've learned so far. And one of the biggest compliments I've had recently was somebody was, from another game was like, "How long you been doing this? Sounds like you've been, in radio for a while." And I, nope, 9 months, and we're learning on the fly. So,
For
uh,
real.
yeah. So both of us are going to make mistakes too, and I would say this. I would say when it comes to any of the haters or anybody like that, I would say they're not even worth your time addressing after this. But I honestly wanted to come on here and say something too because it hurts me probably. You might find it amusing. I don't find it too amusing. Uh, in fact, I wasn't too happy when I seen some of the comments, and I just you know, start your own podcast, and if you want to go on there and then talk about how bad someone is, that's even a little bit different. Now, it's not my
Welcome.
personal style, but at least you can say you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's what
See,
bugs me the most.
our first podcast was uploaded November 5th. That's not also considering the fact that we recorded it a week prior and all
Well,
the editing.
and let's make this clear because again, I never seen that comment, but I believe you, right?
Yeah.
Let's make this clear. When by the time we started YouTube and this actually really started to take off a little bit, we had already done 150, 200 episodes on podcasts on Spotify. So we were miles ahead, and we still are, and it's just a time thing. Now, what's going to end up happening is because you're young enough, and both of you guys are younger than me. Um, you're about the same age as Kegs, Caleb, but the thing is, you guys are going to catch up and rapidly overtake us eventually. It's just how it works. Um, but that to me makes me happy. It really does. Like the prospect of that. So don't listen to that. I don't look. It shouldn't be about the video and stuff anyway. It should be about the content. And
Exactly.
I feel like we're perfect. Like I feel like we ask stuff that, if we have on the same guest, first of all, that's a whole nother thing. You guys get guests that we might not, you know. You guys have your own vision too. That's the other thing. It's not like you're a carbon copy. And the fact that you guys have been so open to listening to what I'm saying, if I think it's important, hopefully it won't be to you, if it's a bad thing anyway. So
I'm open
yeah,
to any constructive criticism as long as it's trying to help us.
yeah,
Because even if people don't know what takes behind the scenes, if you know a way where you could help us make things better, give us ideas, go ahead. Because we have in our channel a recording idea and polls chat to where you can give us ideas of what content we can bring, what we could talk about. The Wild and Wired is not just specifically about Sky Warriors or Metal Storm.
right.
It's about hunting, it's about outdoorsy shit, it's about your life in general, about trying to get to know who you are behind your screen. It's trying to figure out
Absolutely.
what your hobbies are, who you are as a person, what you enjoy doing, and what your job is if you want to tell us. It's not just specifically about, well, Sky Warriors this and Sky Warriors that. The only reason we haven't brought anything else really up lately is because we haven't had any other ideas coming towards us to where nobody's contributing to help us give more ideas. And so when Breeze gave us the idea about, okay, maybe try to have some of these people on. We're taking it. We're trying to get these people. We're gonna have Eisen on here soon. Eisen Fox is gonna be on here shortly, probably next week, right? We've had to reschedule a few times because of our own schedules. He's all the way over in a different country. Time zones are different. It's difficult. 4:30 our time on Eastern time is going to be 1:30 in the morning for him. So it's going to be difficult for him to be able to come on with us, but we're still trying to get everybody who has an opinion, has a voice, and it's not going to be specifically about, okay, Sky Warriors. Like I
Right.
said, it's about real life things, hunting, fishing, guns, whatever you want to talk about. You can just, hell, even if you're the guest, you can ask us questions. We're open
Yep.
to answering questions. I know Breeze
Well,
is too.
well, and that's the thing too. You kind of touched on it. It's kind of not just about you know their journey or anybody that comes on. It's also about ours too. All four of ours. All four of our hosts. Like people, as much as I'd like to say there's a grand plan of all this, but nah. Like I said, it's seat of our pants, and you're going to see frustration come out of me. You're going to see frustration come out of Gambit, and the thing is it just it kind of it pisses me off, to be honest, to see some of the stuff that I've heard has been said, and then I will find out that other comment. I look, guys, it's I don't know how lucky Sky Warriors people are. The main base realize that even though there's other social media stuff and other games, highlight videos, Twitches, stuff like that, there hasn't seemed to be a real podcast like anywhere else that I've seen yet. I think that that's the key. And maybe this audience is too overblessed. I don't know, but I can tell you this: like, I you didn't do anything wrong. So I mean, even if you don't like the guy, just don't take it out on the host.
We give everybody the same opportunity to come join us.
Yep.
If you don't like the guy, you don't have to watch it. There's a reason why I put on there who is our guest, right? That way you're not like, okay, well, who's going to be the guest this time? In the title, it tells you who the guest is. If you don't want to watch that video, don't watch it.
Yep.
Because there will be plenty more people who you may like or you may not like. I'm not on here for views. I'm not on here for money. I'm
Right.
on here for fun.
Right.
That's what I'm doing this for. I'm experiencing my own skills and knowledge, and I'm doing my own stuff that I enjoy doing on my side of things, which is working on my computer stuff, doing videos, editing, programming, all this shit. If you don't like somebody I have on there, keep your comments to yourself.
Absolutely. Well, absolutely. And I mean, like, I'm, again, we've done, I don't even know how many we've done now, but there's a certain point where it flipped in my head, right? I personally, you can say whatever you want, about me, about the podcast, even about the guest to a degree, I guess. I mean, we'd always defend the guest too, as far as, their appearance. I would say that I've just reached a point where, again, the haters themselves, the people that want to come on and have to know what we're saying. I appreciate you guys, and keep chirping at me because you might make me better. A lot of times, you at least make me smile. So it's one of those things where just from afar, it was hard for me to not say anything or feel a certain way. When if it was us personally, Kegs could give two shits less. He really could. That guy, we could get Danny Duncan money tomorrow, and literally Kegs wouldn't change. He'd probably just be hunting bigger bear somewhere. He would still
For
be hunting today.
real.
He would, and that's the type of person he is too. And none of us are going to be doing this for money, if ever. Um, so the thing is it just what really annoys me the most, I guess, about the whole scenario is it seems to be a whole lot of people that have no idea what they're talking about as far as the podcast goes. Now, if you have the entire history and stuff of certain guests and shit like that, and you have a problem with them, awesome. It sounds like you guys are asking them to do one thing, and that's just keep it off your server.
Yes.
I mean, I don't think it's that hard, you know. And I have done this. I've paused the chat before and the Cool Breeze thing, so or the COOL-KEGS one. So, um, yeah,
I will say one thing. I have two of my brothers on the Wild and Wired server on Discord. My one brother, I'm gonna let everybody know who my brothers are on there. If you're on the server, my one brother, his Discord name is Schwaggy. He is the Skull and Crossbones. The other one is Juan Cena 220. Right? I, I was in the military with Schwaggy. Right? He is just like me, but he's also a lot worse than I am. He does not tolerate drama, and he does not tolerate shit talking towards his family. He will
right,
defend me no matter what.
right,
The amount of times I have had to sit here and tell him to stop and stop talking is just outrageous because he has wanted to add every single person to a group chat, call them, and chew their asses.
yeah,
And I've had to stop him from doing that because of the simple fact that I'm trying to save everybody. I'm trying to make sure that nobody gets their ass chewed because everybody has their own opinion. The only issue I have with it is you're constantly dragging out all the drama. You're constantly making it a big issue. You're constantly targeting me and Caleb, all because of one single guest we've had. Honestly, I don't care if you don't like the guest. I don't care if you like the guy. I don't care if you don't like me. If you want to come on here, voice your opinion, by all means, go ahead. Get yourself on the schedule, and we
yep.
will have you on the schedule.
We're the exact same way in that regard because, you know, I don't know. I think I've told you guys this, but I mean, I even considered having a guy on that was a Moss supporter, stuff like that, and I would have treated him the same as I would have treated, someone from the other side of that conflict. And, everybody knows about Nebo and how I'm proud to say him and I are friends. Now, he's from Serbia, not Russia, but he also holds some opinions that, most of us might not. Maybe they do. I don't know. But there's no way to have even a dialogue if you can't get through the freaking show without people trying to tear down the radio station. And it's just stupid. It's to me it's the complete ass backwards way of doing things, if you believe in these certain things like freedom of speech and I don't know. Like, again, as long as it's not a call to action, as long as it's not, some kind of a dog whistle or a personal attack on somebody else, yeah, I will. You can come on. I promise. I Everything I tell you and that we agree on, I promise to give that to you in spades, and I'll do it nicely. I'm good at that. So
And we respect everybody's opinion and everybody's input. Now, if we start talking about it, trying to figure, like doing like a friendly debate about it, don't get upset. We're not targeting you. We're not going against you. We're trying to be friendly about it and try to see if we can both see each other's side. And that's what I like to do is I like to have a friendly debate, friendly talk about everything to where if I don't understand what you're trying to say or you don't understand what I'm trying to say, I like to be able to meet in the middle. That way we can at least be like, okay, we can still be civil, but we don't have to agree on the same things.
right, and I think that's all it really is about civility. Not just in between host and guest, but apparently outside. So, um, again, man, like I don't think you did anything wrong. Um, Not only did I try to have Darkstorm on, I still would. Um, but there's, with us, we're also like super booked right now too. So it kind of turned into something we didn't expect. But it doesn't change the fact that um, I don't know. You can ask Kegs. I could share screenshots if I really wanted to about the last time or the first time of this last group that I wanted to have him on. But the thing is like the way I see it is it's as simple as this when it comes to the viewer and the guest, right? The reason why you should want somebody to come on, especially the ones you don't like, is it will give you some type of a confirmation bias one way or the other, right? Either they're a good person or a bad person. You'll probably already made that decision if you don't like them. However, if you've never heard this person speak or never talked to them before, that's the opportunity you were just given, right? Now, if you can't
Exactly.
put the stories and stuff behind prior, that's on you. But at least it gives people an opportunity to meet this person that these stories are, originate from. And doesn't mean that they're not true or, less valid. It doesn't mean any of that. What I'm saying is, for the casual viewer, it gives them an opportunity to make a semi-informed decision. I mean, they were obviously weren't there for, you know, what most people would be, I don't know, considering whatever
Yeah,
the issue is, I
and
would
that's
suppose.
that's my thing. I also wanted to say. So I will mention Darkstorm. Darkstorm is the guy who everybody's having an issue with, right? None of you realize I have never met Darkstorm myself.
Yeah,
The person I am is I don't care what everybody else says. I like meeting a person for who they are, despite what everybody else says. Even if the accusations were or were not true, I will still meet you and I will still talk with you. And if I feel like between me and you, you're a cool guy, you're chill, me and you can get along, I will get along with you. I will be your friend. We can be nice to each other, right? So for everybody who's listening, stop coming at us. I don't go and I don't side with people all because of, oh, well, this happened before you were here. Cool. That was before I was here. I'm a new person. I don't know everything that happened. He didn't do anything to me. I'm going to get to know him. I'm going to
yeah,
be friendly with him. If you guys had an issue with Breeze, I don't know what the issue was. I'll go talk with him. We're
yeah,
chill, we're friends, and I don't care. As long as you did not do something personally to me, I will be friendly with you,
yeah,
despite what everybody else says. Because I'm a type of person who I don't care what anybody says about you. As long as you're cool with me, I'll be cool with you. Hence why I am friendly with Darkstorm. Not saying oh, we're best fucking friends and we're gonna go meet each other later on. No, I'm just
yeah.
saying that we're friends because I got to know who he is as a person.
Right,
And
right.
what everybody doesn't know, unless you've been on with us, 15 minutes prior, we come on here, we talk, we interview. Before we start recording, we talk for at least 15 minutes to get to know who the person is so we can figure out, okay, what are we going to ask? What are we going to do on the podcast? How is this person going to act? If we feel like you're not going to be mature, we're not going to actually upload the video. It's just what we're going to do. As long as if you're going to be utterly just disrespectful and our collabs don't match up, we're not going to upload. But that's what we do prior to recording is we get to know who you are. And when I was getting to know who Darkstorm was, I found out that me and him could get along, and me and Darkstorm actually have a lot in common. Yeah, there's an age gap, but we have a lot in common. And that's why me and him get along so well. Despite all the drama, I can get along with anybody. Especially if me and you have a shit ton of stuff in common. And that's another thing, like I try to get along with everybody. Just because I don't like drama. But once you start tagging me, once you start hitting certain things that are going to trigger me, that's when I'm going to start saying something. And you know who you are, and you know exactly what I'm talking about because I know you're listening. Just stop with the drama. Stop targeting me and Caleb. Me and Caleb have nothing to do with what happens in the past. That's your guys' past. Me and Caleb are going to let anybody and everybody on here. Same with Breeze's podcast. They're going to let anybody and everybody on there that they feel like they can have on there.
Yep, that's true. And the thing is like, it's as simple as just skipping over. You don't have to necessarily, like I said, it's not just because you're having him on doesn't mean that means that you took his side or there is a side to take. You might not even know half the shit, and I'm sure I don't. Um, but at the same time, like that, like you said, that doesn't involve necessarily us. And the best thing you can do ever, whether you like somebody or hate them, is just let them talk and not say a word.
Exactly.
So that's what we're actually providing here. And for people that don't subscribe to that kind of thing and want to talk about platforming and shit like that, well, that's what the platform is. It's going to be, for us anyway. It's a band here one day, Doctor slash Sky Warriors pilot the next. Who knows? We've had on, as far as I know, the widest array, and I hope that you guys continue to too. Of just these people are individuals, and some of them, I don't know. I mean, this game's a tough game. It's a competition based game, so it's not like this everywhere. But it's like going into Philly after you leave Kansas. So it's got its own charm.
Don't even
So
get me started on that topic.
yeah, it's got its
I
own
used
charm.
to I used to live in Kansas, my man. Like I, moving to the East Coast was a different breed, man.
Yep, yeah. We're built different over here.
Us Midwesterners are crazy. Midwestern, born and raised, that will always be a Midwesterner.
Yeah, dude. That's it's I like where I live. It's yeah, it's one of those things where that's kind of the mindset though for a lot of us that come from the Midwest. I think it's like showing respect to your elders, opening a door for doesn't even have to be a woman. Um,
I opened the door for everybody.
I try to too. Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna make a joke about 2023. I mean, typically you're not. It's not just a woman anyway. So uh, I'm an attack helicopter. I get it. I'm not judging.
That's what your Discord name says, yeah.
Yeah, I'm an attack helicopter. I get it. Yeah.
I noticed that this morning. I was like, hold up. I just tried to call you and your thing says attack helicopter.
And it's one of those things where it's like any kind of identity politics at all. That's what this kind of whole thing reminds me of is like some kind of a partisan issue. And um, the thing that really hurt my heart, first of all, the fact that who you two are, and like I said, the stuff that you've done for people that they don't even realize, probably in other countries, and then at the same time, the comparison issue is that I think is natural to a degree, but I mean, it's just not fair. It's not even close. And like I said, I have every confidence that once once you surpass us, you'll give us the same kind of respect there, because again, everybody thinks this is easy. It's just getting two people together at the same time and then pressing record with somebody. It's not like that. It's not like that at
No,
all.
it's a lot more difficult and complex than that.
Yeah, and to those people that think it's that easy, what I would say is start doing a live, some type of a live thing, right? Try that for just a couple of weeks. Try that for a month, 4 episodes. And if you get through that, then we can start talking about what pre-recording and post-production and stuff like that is. So
Pre-recording and post-production that's my mortal enemy.
I know.
Especially
I
the pre
enjoy. I
especially
enjoy it.
pre-recording, because you have to do sound checks, make sure nobody's too loud, nobody's too quiet.
Don't
You have
talk
to
to me
make
about
sure
audio.
sounds are all there. Like it's insane, man. Like especially with the program that I'm using to record, it makes it easier. But I
Yeah,
know that there's other programs out there that I plan to move over to eventually that they're
yeah.
going to just be so complex. I'm going to have to go through a tutorial like 5 minutes every single time I try to record.
Well, it's kind of funny because moving forward, so moving forward, I think what we're gonna do is record the audio MP3, obviously record the video, and then circle back around to put it all together. So I feel your pain. I feel your pain. It's coming.
And
The
look what the cat dragged in. Look who decided to join us.
Who's joined us?
The kegster.
Uh-oh.
The kegster has arrived.
Can you guys actually hear me?
Yes, we
Yeah.
can.
Oh, that's impressive.
That's a big. How big is that bear? Because there's no echo or anything inside that stomach.
Good talk. Good talk.
He's like Ishmael.
Dude, this truck's throwing me for a loop.
We've been telling
Well,
everybody you're hunting for bear.
Oh, well, that season's closed, so that'd actually be illegal right now.
Nothing's illegal until you get caught, alright?
slippery, not innocent.
You're not wrong, but
You
no, I got the kids out running around on the go-kart, and I'm in here wrenching on my truck.
I hear that. I hear that.
Well,
Well, I showed up an hour late.
Well, I come to find out, the people I bought this from didn't bother to tell me that they have special nuts that requires a certain kind of socket, a spline socket. So I had to go and find one today. So I went back and tried yesterday, but instead I had to spend.
I love hearing Wally.
Yeah,
So
yeah, very metallic. Yeah, you're just stuck in that one spot. That's all
Is
good,
that-
kid.
Yeah, you're good, man. I might tag that in the title, say Kegs and his shitty internet for now.
Well, he's in his garage. He's probably on.
yeah, you're not wrong, you know.
It's gonna make the episode pop.
The best part is I'm at my folks' house right now too, so we're in the middle.
It's a little bit more difficult.
That's right. You told me you were going there. That's right.
Yeah, he's at his parents' house right now. I knew that. I knew that's why I was fine with it just being you joining us, because I knew he's over with his parents.
Well, and I do this to him all the time, pull him away from his folks, or his family anyway. But let me synopsis over this is just basically, yeah, they're taking a lot of shit for stuff that they shouldn't be, and yeah,
We're addressing it now.
we wanted to support them pretty much. I mean, yeah, it's harder than it sounds.
You know, stop it. Alright, don't ask me again.
I think I think
All
I know
I-
what he said there.
All I
Rule
heard
number,
was
basic rule is don't be a
dickhead.
dickhead. Yeah,
All I
basic
heard
rule.
was the word dickhead.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
It's
all I heard.
yep,
I
yep.
could
Just don't be
definitely
a
tell
dickhead.
that word.
Yep, and that's my man. See, I can sit here and talk for an hour, and he can say it in about 4 words, 8 words. Don't be a dickhead. So, I mean, it's pretty simple. I don't know, boys. All I know is I love the fact that you're doing this. I hope you don't stop. And honestly, hopefully after this, you reach a point where you can't even see the lane that those people are driving in. Um, Kegs had to teach me how to do that too. So
Oh yeah. Where's Caleb? He's been really quiet. Is he passed out right now? It says his microphone is
Can
muted.
you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
man,
Hey, hey.
hey, hey,
If I get up off the garage floor, it actually transmits some. Apparently, the concrete don't like the phone.
that's
Well, you
weird.
sounded like Wally for a while, man.
Well, I was trying to, like I said, I finally got that special tool that's required to get my lug nuts off because no one told me when I bought this truck that I needed it or that there wasn't one with it.
Right. Don't you always
Oh.
need those?
Oh. Yeah, well, I was trying. I'm trying to do a brake job, and for anyone who's car smart at all, I have 4-wheel disc brakes.
That's fine.
You can't do that with the tire on
No. Nope.
because I'm changing rotor, caliper, and pads, and you kind of need the tire off for that.
Well, it's about time.
I'm gonna go get my car done. I'm just not gonna worry about fixing the brakes and rotors. I refuse to touch drum brakes. I refuse. I really won't.
Drums aren't that bad. Just take a picture of it before you pop it apart, and they're actually pretty simple.
Yeah, I just don't have the patience for it. I have to get my exhaust leak fixed anyway, so I just told him, I was like, why don't you just fix this too then?
It's just kind of funny considering the
I
drum.
gotta get a new tailpipe put on the old Cummins because whenever I decide to roll coal, it just comes out from under the box.
Oh.
That's what she said.
So it literally looked like my truck just caught fire for a second.
Oh no, that's not good. That's not
I would
good.
It's
love
not
to
that big of
drive
a
in
deal.
your truck. I would love to drive in your truck. Just take it off-roading up a mountain.
She's capable, I'll tell you that. And you got CB in there, so you should be able to call for help when you're stuck.
How
not
much you,
if when.
you want a
Yeah.
shitty Mercury Mariner? It's a family car.
Nope.
He says nope.
No, we have a family rig. That's my wife's rig. And then this is actually a family truck, too, because it's a mega cab.
How much you selling it for?
You give me $20,000, you can have it.
Oh my god. I'd be better off going to buy a $70,000 truck for brand new.
Yeah, but the $70,000 truck doesn't have the upgrades that this one has. Plus, this one's actually pretty low miles for the year, and it's a diesel, and it'll pull the goddamn house off the foundations.
Now that got my attention. All right, I'm gonna try to go make 20 grand.
I'm gonna go try to get 20 grand. Take an extra ski mask.
Well, you know.
And some gloves.
Braze, you're gonna help me.
I know nothing. I am innocent.
So, but yeah, like you said, the simplest way to put it is quit being dickheads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
We've been
that's how
talking
you
about
do
that for 45 minutes, and you come in here and say it in 4 words. Quit being dickheads.
Yep. And
That's
the
3 words.
thing.
That is 3 words.
The simplicity of the trifecta, for those of us who can count.
America.
Fuck you.
The best part of that is the CB whips. I run dual whips on this truck. They are red, white, and blue.
Ooh, America.
All right,
So
Caleb, you wanna help me go make 20 grand?
Nope.
go make 20 grand.
He said no.
You could pay me 20 grand.
I know. I said, do you want to make 20 grand so I could pay you the 20 grand? The total payout would be at least 50. I'll still have $5 grand left over.
That's just for the gas.
Yeah,
24, 25 to the gallon on the highway.
that ain't bad.
No, not for a 9,000-pound truck.
No, that's really not bad. I think the best gas mileage car I've ever had was my Kia, and I got 50 miles per gallon on the highway. It was insane, bro.
You should
The
be
best
driving a Kia.
gas truck I ever had was actually my Nissan Titan. It was an '06 four-door. It had a bigger tank on it, but I averaged 20 to the gallon or so on the highway out of that gas or 5.6 V8. I went, well, I mean, for those of you who care and can run a Google Maps application, I went from Harvey, Michigan, all the way down to Grayling, Michigan, turned around, came all the way back up to Newberry, Michigan before I got gas again. That's approximately 450 miles.
Damn.
Not
God
And I
bad.
was still,
damn.
I still had about a quarter to an eighth of a tank, if I remember correctly.
Jesus, that's a trip right there.
That was a good truck right there. I liked that truck. I
I
actually
can
really like if Nissan wants to sponsor us, the Nissan Titan is probably one of the best trucks that I've ever driven. So there you go.
I've driven a Nissan Titan. They're pretty nice too. I've also drove a
It was a 6-speed.
Tundra and a Tacoma too. Those things are nice too. But
Well,
I feel
this
like
is
Yeah,
out of
like I said,
all
it was a
three,
6-speed trans. It did pretty fucking good. But I tell you what, boys, I'll leave you with don't be a dickhead, and I'm gonna get back to work on this truck because otherwise I'm just gonna be El Domo Allegato, Mr. Roboto again.
Yep, you're good, brother man. Good to hear
Okay.
from you.
Good to
Be
hear
sure to
from you, man.
visit be sure to visit your nearest Nissan dealership, or find one at Nissan.com.
And there's that. Or if anyone just wants a really nice Dodge Cummins, you know how to get a hold of me.
20 grand.
Look for the dark tailpipe.
Look for the
Pretty much,
truck
yeah.
that looks
All
like
right.
look for the truck that looks like it's catching on fire.
And it screams America with the CB whips.
Yes.
That's it.
So, all right, boys, I'm gonna get back to work.
All
All
right,
right,
Kegger,
man.
see ya.
Good to see you, buddy.
Later, bros.
Later,
Later.
buddy.
Well,
But yeah, buddy.
that's
mean,
gonna be a title in itself. Kegs is
I was
3 words.
Yep, Kegs is 3 words. That's probably the title. And the thing is, man, like in all seriousness, like we had already talked about this before, and we both feel the same way. And yeah, it's just there's a lot of shit going on too, and I will say that for the entire community. I mean, you got the game change thing. You've got what's going on between the top squads, what's not going on, back to accusations of whatever and this and that, and I'm hoping that they just made a mistake and took it out the wrong people. That's my hope. So
What
always
do you
optimistic, man.
What do you got to say about it, Caleb? You've been quiet most of the time.
Oh, I just agree with everything you said. I'm not going to get into a long, drawn out explanation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I figured.
Well, you guys have done more for me. If it wasn't for you two individuals, I wouldn't have had an opportunity, Kegs and I, to even met. And then, yeah, so it's easy to say that you appreciate somebody. It's kind of harder to walk that. And again, that's why I felt so bad about being late. But
No, you're good, man. I understand when you're late because I already knew this. As soon as I went to go call you this morning, I was like, he's probably sleeping. And
that's
then
yeah.
me and Caleb were talking about it, and he was like, "Watch, Eisen's gonna be like, well, we gotta reschedule." And literally, right as soon as Caleb said that, Eisen said, "Hi, Gambit, we might have to reschedule."
Well,
I
no,
was
I
like,
wouldn't
"Well,
have
there
missed
goes
this.
today."
No, I wouldn't have missed this one way or the other. I should have set my alarm. I haven't slept this late in forever.
No, you're good,
Um,
man. I understand.
but for real, if you guys have our undying, unwavering support, and I just hope that that's clear to everybody else too, because I don't want to hear it either. Like I said, you guys were kind of halfway, I mean, bothered, but not necessarily, crying about it. It bugged me probably more than you guys. So I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
It didn't bother me as much as it bothered you, just because of I'm used to getting backlash because I was in the military and stuff like that, and a lot of people think that all military is just the devil. So I'm used to the backlash and getting harassed about things, but what bothered me the most is that people who think that they are the shit and that their shit doesn't stink are the ones that sit there and talk so negative on somebody when they don't know the full truth.
Yeah, yeah, and that's another thing. Just with that one guest, I don't know what's known. I can tell you, I don't know the full truth, and if I haven't seen it, that's pretty rare. So, um, again, and some of it might be deserved. Again, I'm not taking one person's side. What I'm gonna say is like, don't drop a nuke to kill, 3 people. It's stupid, and that's kind of, you guys seem to got caught up in some cannon fodder, hoping that's all it was. Because yeah, it's, you guys don't deserve what's appears to be going on. So
No.
I don't know. I'm a fan. I'll say it over and over. I try to post everything that you guys put out anywhere I can post my stuff. So um, just keep doing what you're doing, though. For real, both of you guys.
Hell, I let
And
you guys post your podcast and ours,
exactly,
just
and
like you like do it for us. So
continue. Yeah,
that should show everybody the support that we have for each other. Is
I would
we
think.
post in each other's servers our own podcast links, and if you guys were really paying attention, you would realize the alliance that we have with COOL-KEGS and Wild and Wired. Like you guys would understand how friendly we are with each other. It's not
Oh
like we're
yeah,
competing for the top spot. We're not like we're competing to be better than one another. We're simply sitting here doing our own thing and we're supporting each other.
yeah, yeah, and that's the thing, dude. It's not like there is really a competition. Really, all it is it makes us better and better. The better guests we have on, or a question that one of us noticed we missed. Hey, that'd be good if you had them on. And we're gonna do our collab with a split guest and part one, part two, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just when I kind of wrap my head around this, because obviously we've been busy trying to get some videos out. When I started really like looking around, I was just like, "What the fuck is going on here?" And it all circles back around just because you let somebody come on and have their podcast, their 40 minutes of being able to talk.
Yeah.
So, I mean, whether you agree with that or not, that's a different subject.
And I will say this, that even if your name is mentioned in the podcast by somebody, don't go out of your way and start making drama or making it a big deal. Go DM each other if you have an issue with it. Right?
And
If you
and
really
it,
want to start something with it, DM the person. Go message
I,
somebody directly instead of causing problems on Wild and Wired server and Cool-KEGS server. Because we're both at this point where we're gonna shut our server down and
yeah,
have no chat and just have only the links set up.
yeah, and honestly, we play enough that we have our own circle of friends. But and it's not that I'm trying to out necessarily anybody either. It's just in the future. For example, people are starting to find out how serious they are about decorum and civility inside of like Metal Storm server.
Yeah.
Um, they will shut that off quick. They will shut you off quick, I should say. So they don't like it either, and it's just a bad look for the entire community, the game, whatever server, podcast, whatever you're in. Just remember, it's like an extension of someone's home to a degree. So I wouldn't come to somebody else's server and do this. So and if I have in the past, I certainly haven't done it recently. So that's all I can say. We all make mistakes, shit happens, but I don't know. These two certainly don't deserve it. They've done shit for you that you don't even know. So that's all I'm gonna say.
No, I do like having fun. I do like joking around, but there's a certain line that should not be crossed. If I start realizing that it's not joking around anymore, that's when I'm gonna start being like, okay, this isn't a joke anymore. Like this
Yeah.
is nothing out of fun and just just being a normal human being, just having fun and supporting each other, but being a constructive supporter, which is where you're talking shit, but you're making fun of it, but you're also sitting there and supporting it at the same time. When it comes down to you're severely insulting somebody, that's when I'm gonna start saying something and confronting you.
Yeah.
I don't like drama, but I sure as hell won't allow drama. I sure as hell will confront somebody.
Well, and I hope for you, specifically, um, yeah, I hope stuff goes a little bit better or very quick. Like, don't let your try not to let your family get stressed out about this or anything either. But I understand that. I understand how and why they want to be there. Same reason I probably did too. So it's just yeah. Um, just keep it in perspective. The people that are probably chirping at you, they're not your audience, and if they are your audience, well, they'll be your audience whether they can chat in your forum or not.
For real.
That's what it boils down to, and it's really up to them. If they can think about it in the long run, because I don't see you guys just quitting, overnight or some bullshit. So the one thing about these podcasts is they're forever. They'll be out there forever. So um, yeah, just enjoy it. That'd be my advice. Try to
Trying to.
tell your brothers that tell your brothers and your entire family really you're doing a fantastic job, and yeah, you can take care of yourself. I promise you. You're doing just fine, buddy. So just hang in there, and I promise you guys, like it gets better and worse. So it's it's
Um, I, I'm fully expecting the negative energy. Don't get me
yeah,
wrong. I'm fully expecting it, but there's a certain line that should not be crossed.
yeah. I mean, for that one episode, maybe like a little bit, even if it was just questions. But from what I've read, it's not just questions. There's a lot of personal shit in there that I didn't appreciate, and it wasn't even being directed towards me. So
I'm not saying I agree with him or I disagree with him, but I'm going to have his back whenever he had his own voice.
at
Whether
least
I
you have the
allow
balls
it.
to come on, right?
Exactly. He has the balls to come on. Hell, you guys could come on too. You want to talk about Darkstorm? Talk about Darkstorm. I
Yeah,
give zero fucks. You guys
yeah.
have your own opinion. You want to talk about Breeze? You want to talk about Gambit? You want to talk about Caleb? Go ahead. We don't care.
No,
There's a reason why I personally put the name Darkstorm in there. That way, the people who have an issue with him, if you wanted to watch it, you could.
yep, yep. And it's simply because is some of it might have been deserved, some of it might not have. Not on your end, I mean, as far as Darkstorm, but that has nothing to do with the two people that were interviewing him.
No.
So that's what bugged me, and hopefully some folks will take a step back and realize what I'm trying to say is like it would
We
be a
don't control.
disservice to lose you guys, and I
Yeah,
don't
we
want to see that
we
ever
don't
happen.
control what other people say.
That's right. That's right. And that's a sign of a honest podcast. Like it's that's all I can hope for is an honest podcast. Hopefully, when this dies, because it'll die eventually. The one thing that they can say is, well, at least they were, neutral or accepting or whatever, something like that. Not popular.
No,
You know,
I know that we're not going to be popular. Hell,
no,
even if we do get popular, it'll be a while. But at the
right,
same time, I'm gonna act the same way. We're gonna have Eisenfox on next week, hopefully, unless it's a reschedule again.
well,
We're gonna
and
have other guys on here. We're trying to get high up guys on the game. We're trying to get people who are well known. Hell, we've had other people who are not well known join us and just hang out with us. But I, what the hell? My soundboard just clicked open. What the hell?
Well, I appreciate the applause.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm just sitting over here just messing with my phone,
Well,
just
and
kind of
that's a
throwing
whole
it
nother
around.
thing. That's a whole nother thing that people don't probably realize is how much financial stuff that you've probably put into it as well.
Hmm.
So like you have things that we don't. You have soundboards, you have better editing software. Like when I say that you'll probably take us number wise over before long, if you guys ever get into the video field, I know for a fact that your video skills are better than mine. People are really not thinking about the abstract or down the road about what both of these offer, but together. It's I'm telling you, man, the people that have probably shot their mouth off weren't thinking anyway, unless they were just honed in on one person.
A lot of people that just bring negative energy just speak out of their ass.
Well, if you can't build a podcast or something like we have, and you still want the attention, I mean, negative attention's attention. That's what they say about bad child behavior. So I mean,
Yep.
that's all. I mean, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm not necessarily calling everybody a child. So don't take it into context.
No,
But
we know what you mean.
yeah. I mean, I'll defend you guys to the end of the earth, just simply because. I mean, not only what you've done for me, but the balls to come on and try the same thing. I mean, and it wasn't even like we were successful, so we're still not. So we'll continue this road together, gentlemen. We really will. And I hope for the people that were really taking some of the more personal shots at y'all that yeah, they understand what they're doing, because it's not just you that they're talking to. That's what I'm
They're
trying to make it known. Yeah.
in total. They're not just talking about the person on the interview. They're talking about myself and Caleb as well.
Yep. All the money, the time, the effort, and the thing is we enjoy doing it. But I mean, there's a very set few that could ruin it for both of us. So both podcasts, even.
And I'll tell you guys all, it's not just me running everything. Caleb
No.
does his own thing. Caleb is actually part of the brains behind getting to meet people, getting
Yep.
people on the interviews. He's part of the reason why we have interviews coming up.
Yep.
Right? Same with Breeze. Breeze has been helping us just like we're helping them with their interviews.
Yep.
Caleb
And
is the reason why we get people on here. Because I'm
and
not
that's
well
how
known to all these people who everybody knows.
KEGS operates, man. So he generally has more time to fly at the prime times to hang out with the community, say what's up, get different ideas, and that's simply because we just it's no different than one takes out the trash, one does the dishes. That it takes two.
I feel like
Probably
me
takes more than
I
that,
feel like
but
me and Caleb are a married couple.
that's exactly what KEGS and I are. He's
I
starting
think
to finish my sentences, so
Caleb, why? Why the crickets?
it's awesome.
You heard
That's
him
awesome.
put the crickets on, right?
Yeah, I did. It's perfect. But I don't know, boys. If you need anything, let me know.
All
But
right, buddy.
for real, yeah, just please keep going for my sake. I'm a fan, so don't
Definitely
stop.
will. Same to you, man.
Absolutely, absolutely, and we'll be here every step of the way. And yeah, we'll talk more on the editing side, but yeah, all four of us are so similar, and our dynamics are scary similar. So
Caleb and Cakes the most with each other.
yeah,
I
yeah, 100%.
swear, I feel like those two are just the same person.
They're the hammers for sure. I know that. So talk around and find out. It's one of those things where, yeah, I don't have to be angry. I just have to start thinking. So
I don't have to be angry. I just gotta send Caleb your way.
that's it. There you go. There you go.
Caleb, you're my personal bodyguard. Right there would have been perfect for the crickets.
Yep.
Right there would have been perfect for crickets. I can't fucking speak. Caleb, you're my bodyguard.
I love it. All right. Well, boys,
Well,
I
it's
think
been a pleasure, man.
it's always been a pleasure. Will continue to be. And I'll get with you guys about future endeavors here.
Of course. This has been Wild
Absolutely.
and Wired with K and Gambit.
I've been
see you.
K.
And I've been Gambit. And we'll see you next time.